Hi, this is Suchi, and today I'm going to talk about anonymous functions. What is an anonymous function? A function that doesn't have a name. So in our previous videos, we have talked about functions, and there we have seen that we are using def keyword to define any function. Let's say we are defining a function square, and then we are passing a number for which we want to find the square. So then what we will write? Num, and we have, if we use double star, we can actually assign the, this is the syntax for to the power. So num to the power of 2 will give us the square. So this will be the function definition for having the square. Now, if I want to find some function, if I want to find square of some number, what I will do is, so I might pass square of 3 is equal, I'll pass this, and I can print it as well to check what is present inside this now. So as you can see, this is perfectly printing the square of 3. So this is the way how we can actually define a function. But if we look at this function, what we can see, we have only one return statement. So just to have single return statement, we are using 2 lines here. Generally, functions might have multiple lines. Generally, functions are having multiple lines which are performing some group of tasks. But now, here we are only having a simple expression, single expression, which is being evaluated and returned from the function. So in such cases, if we want not to define an entire function, but we want a single line expression to serve our purpose. In that scenario, we can have an unnamed function. And in some cases, it might happen that we do not need a function definition, function name. We are just going to use that once. So we do not need to define it even as a function. We can directly have a single line expression to perform that task. In that case, we can have an anonymous function. So what is the syntax of an anonymous function? So first of all, we have the parameters. Here, what is the parameter? Our parameter is num. So this is the parameter. Then we can have colon, and what is going to be returned from this function? Num to the power 2. So this we can copy and have it here. So this is our return type. This is the exact functionality that we want. So we can have multiple arguments. Instead of having a single argument, we can have multiple arguments, multiple parameters to the function, but this will be the syntax. So if we have multiple parameters, what we can have? We can have them comma separated and a single expression. Like this, we can have our function definition. But now, how Python will understand that this is a function which is an anonymous function? To identify that, Python needs to have some syntax. So what is the syntax for that? We have one keyword, that is lambda. If we use this lambda keyword, Python will understand that this is an anonymous function. So this is the syntax. We have to use the lambda keyword. and then we have to assign the parameters. After that, we have to write a colon and then the expression that has to be evaluated and returned. And we can also assign the lambda expression into a variable. So here again, we can assign this to a variable. Let's say square2, I'm naming it. And this will be working similarly as this function definition. So if we just have this and let us check what happens. So this is the function name we will copy. And we are passing the value, and this value will go into this. So the 3 we are passing is going to be the value of num, and it will return the exact same result as you can see here. So this is what a lambda expression is. This is the syntax of a lambda expression or an anonymous function. Now you might think that what is the use of it? So here, as I have mentioned, the function can have multiple parameters. Let me show you how it can have multiple parameters. Lambda, and we might have multiple parameters like A, B, C, D. And whatever we want to return from here, we can have it. So let me have some expression. But the only thing is it can have multiple parameters, but it can have only single expression. As per the syntax, we can have only single expression. Let's say I'm having an expression. We are returning A plus B if we're returning A plus B multiplied by C plus D this might be a function. So let us just check what is happening if we call this function with 2, 2, 4, 4, or maybe 6, 4. So this will become 2 plus 2, 4, and this will become 6 plus 4, 10. So 4 into 10, 40, it should return. So let us run this cell. As you can see, we are getting 40 here. But in single line expression, we can also add if-else statement. How we can do that? Let me just show you. Let's say we are having A, B. Now we want to get the maximum value among A and B. So what we can do? A, if A is greater than B, else B. So what it will do? It will return A if A is greater than B, else it will, A is greater than B, else it will return B. So what I am doing is the return value if the condition is satisfied, else the value which is for the condition dissatisfying the condition. So this is what we can have. We can also write it. We can also check it what is happening here. So if I pass 78, 10, it will return 78, the maximum of these two. If I write minus 78, 10, it will return 10. So this is how it works. Now, in Python, we can consider everything as an object. A function is also an object in Python because Python is object-oriented programming language. I will go more into object-oriented concepts in later part of this course. But to give you one heads up, everything is an object in Python. So we can pass a function as a parameter to another function. Even we can return a function as a return value of any function. So here the lambda function is very useful in such scenarios. Let me just show you one small example so that you can understand how powerful this lambda function is. So let me have this def exp. This is my function definition. Here I am just sending a number. So this might be our power. And what I am going to do is I'm going to return a lambda function where it will take a number, a lambda function. That lambda function will take a number as an input. Okay, this is the number. This is a parameter for lambda function. And what it will do, it will find the power of that number. Let's say P here. So what is happening here? This function, whenever it is called, it is returning a function. Which function will be taking number as an input, and it will return the number to the power of P. So how it can be used, let me just show you. So if we just simply call this function, let me show you. So here in the power, I can say 2. So if I say 2, then this will become square of the number. So it will just return a function. So as you can see, this is a function. So this function is returning another function. So if I do this, what it will return? It will return lambda num. So it will return this thing. Num to the power 2, because the value of P we are passing as 2 here. So whenever this function will be called with any number, let's say 5, it will return the square. As you can see, 5 square, 25. If we send 3 here, we will get 9. If we pass 6 here, we will get 36. So this is how we have defined one function which is having a lambda return expression, and we can use it as a square function. We can also use it as a cube function. Let me show you. So if it is cube function, we just need to pass the value of P as 3. So it will return this thing, lambda num and num to the power 3. So this is going to be returned. And now if we just call this function, cube function, let me show it here itself with 5. So it will return us the cube of 5. So this is the power of a lambda function. There are so many other uses of lambda function. We can go more deep into it in the next video. Thank you for watching. Till then, keep learning, keep implementing.